in safeguarding the right to religious liberty. What will it take? What does it take to safeguard religious liberty in this country?
Right. And some people, it depends on has it happened to you? Has it happened to your neighbor? Or maybe you haven't experienced anything that's gotten in the way of your religion. But when a man who wants to kneel on a football field and pray silently has to go all the way to the Supreme Court, 8 years, to make sure that he could keep his job, there's a problem with religious freedom. When a mayor in Texas thinks it's okay to say, we've got to ask everybody to give us their sermons, to approve their sermons before they give them on Sundays, we have a problem. And so when we see Jewish students on campuses their rights being violated and violence against them, we have a problem in here. So we have to make sure that we're standing up for those people, that they have religious freedom, and then we're also finding all the places in the government where the government has gotten in the way and been discriminatory against people of faith.
We are in Holy Week. This is Tuesday already, it's flying by. Before I know it, Easter will be here. I know there's some big events planned. At least I hear that's what's going on. I haven't seen the list, so I'm hoping you can provide the list of events for Holy Week taking place here at the White House.
Yes, so at the White House Faith Offices, we're just so joyful and grateful that President Trump has allowed us to honor this week in the observance that it deserves. So the president, as you said, he released a proclamation on Palm Sunday to make sure that we were able to observe it for all of the Holy Week. Then presidential video messages will be going out. Tomorrow there will be an pre-Easter dinner with faith leaders where there will be worship and prayer. And then on Thursday we're going to have a White House staff pre-Easter service as well for the whole staff, so that we can come together, pray, and worship. So we're very excited that here at the White House, we are honoring Easter in the way it is supposed to be observed.
Very exciting. And of course, EWTN has a big Catholic audience across the globe. Do you know of any Catholic officials, religious, faithful, who will be here in attendance, or can you reveal any right now? Those names?
So we normally don't like to send the list out, but I can tell you that we have Christian, Catholic, from all denominations, and we will have Catholic leaders who will be at the dinner. But we also have a lot of Catholic staff, and so Catholic staff will also be at the next day for our worship service. So we want to make sure that everybody who observes Easter and Holy Week is invited and will be part of our observance.
And President Trump, he's been posting a lot about Holy Week, and it's very exciting to see the White House really engaged and focused on celebrating the holiest holiday on the Christian calendar.
Absolutely, and it's a stark contrast from last time, and we wanted to make sure that people of faith knew that here at the White House we also observe it in the way that they do across the country and the world, really. For sure.
And anything else that I may have missed that you want to discuss, bring up, or that I haven't talked about that you want to say?
We're just so grateful that President Trump has really opened the door to people of faith. There's a welcome mat at the White House, and so people of faith are going to be able to come into this White House over the next 4 years. We've already have over 1,000 people that we've touched, of people of faith, again, from every denomination, every ethnic background, and from every state, and they're going to have a voice in this government. For far too long, the government has discriminated against people of faith through policy, through just not being able to even get grants for some reason if you pray along with giving a meal. So we want to make sure that we are partnering with a lot of America. People of faith have every right to have a voice in this government, just like every other American. They're an American citizen. And that whole thing when people shout at you, separation of church and state, what that means is that the government can't dictate to you what religion you can be. It doesn't mean you don't have a voice in the government.
Jenny, thank you very much.